Welcome back to All Flaky Scalp Enjoyers. Today, after a long time, I'm bringing it back with some scalp content, some hair content, and today we're kicking it right off with 3 tips to maximize hair volume when on the no shampoo lifestyle. Now, no shampoo in itself increases hair volume in my experience. As you can see, if I come up close to the camera, I have some pretty high quality hair volume. You know, this is no wax, no styling, no products whatsoever, just a good cold water hair wash. I don't even have to style my hair. It naturally just has this kind of rise to it that I just kind of neaten up a little bit. Spending about 10 seconds just doing that with my hands each day. And so the number one tip, very straightforward, which some of you I'm sure will be doing, is to cut out shampoo, cut out conditioner, cut out all these sorts of products, or at the least, you're going to want to switch to one that is less harsh or switch to a natural method of hair washing. Now, the reason for this is straightforward. Traditional shampoos usually contain ingredients known as silicones. And first of all, these coat your hair follicles and essentially make it so that natural moisture cannot get in and hydrate your hair, which is not optimal, of course, if you want increased volume. And in addition to that, they also just weigh down the hair a lot, which goes completely against what you're after. If you want this kind of voluminous look, it's just going to weigh down your hair and give it a more flat appearance. I've experienced this personally, and so have many of my friends who have tried going on no shampoo. The second that they jump back onto shampoo, give the hair a wash with it, they're saying that the hair is much flatter, it's much more fine, and it doesn't have that thick, strong look that you really want. When you cut out conditioner, then your scalp will acclimatize and it will start moisturizing the hair with your own natural oils produced by your very own scalp. And this is a much more optimal way for hair volume. It's not going to, strip away all that oil anymore. Your hair's not going to be weighed down, but the hair is going to be nicely hydrated in the way that it naturally should be. You also get that nice shine from the natural oils. Your hair will have a far more healthy appearance than if you're just adding all these artificial chemicals onto your hair on a daily basis. Again, one key component of hair volume is what's called root lift. You don't want your roots to be squashed because that's going to give you the appearance of very flat hair. When you see my hair, you see that it just naturally just comes up like this. No product, by the way. This is exactly how it is. I don't have to style it whatsoever. I honestly don't. And that's just when you get that high quality root lift going, when you've been on no shampoo for a while. It's not getting weighed down by this coat of artificial chemicals, silicones, all these heavy ingredients that moisturize the hair but come with a cost. If you do still want a natural hair washing method, there are many out there on the market. You can even use raw eggs as a natural shampoo. So if you just still want something, I would say look into that, or at least look into a silicone-free shampoo. Okay, tip number 2 follows nicely from the first. So if you listen to the first, you'll know that one of the keys is distribution of your natural oils from your scalp. This is essentially what gives your hair that natural looking shine. It's what moisturizes and hydrates the hair follicles. And so what you need to do is to distribute that natural oil effectively. Now, a lot of people use brushes for this. You can get what's known as a boar bristle brush, which is, according to many people, the gold standard for non-shampoo enjoyers. Now, I myself have never used a brush of any kind, but what I tend to do when I rinse my hair through with cold water is when I'm drying it, I'll kind of run my hands through my hair like that, which effectively does the same thing. It distributes the natural oils away from the roots into the ends of the hair, which makes sure that your hair is nice and even and all the way throughout maintains that thick volume that you're after. So yeah, that summarizes tip number 2. Very simple, very straightforward. Have some method of distributing your hair's natural oils, which will also help you with the transition phase to no shampoo. If you're concerned with greasy hair, distribute that grease, distribute that oil. If you need to, buy a brush or just use your hands, kind of do it thoroughly. And that's going to be key to success on the no shampoo routine. Now, the last tip I'm going to keep pretty general, not go into too much depth, but really it refers to having a quality diet. You want to be doing 2 things. Number 1 is getting in enough of the essential nutrients that are crucial for your hair's health. And number 2, you want to be avoiding foods that are going to be detrimental to your body's health and are going to cause you inflammation. Now, I don't have evidence and data to back this up, but I find through my own personal experience that if I go through stints of eating unhealthy foods, even if I'm getting in enough nutrients, I'm not sure if it has to do with blood flow to the hair follicles, but I find that my hair doesn't have as much thickness, as much volume during these periods. And it is a marked difference. This isn't just something that I'm inventing in my mind. It is certainly a correlation that I've witnessed. In addition to that, I found that having deficiencies in certain nutrients can radically affect your hair health. One in particular for me was vitamin D. Many years ago, I was very vitamin D deficient as a guy living in the UK over wintertime. And I found that when I addressed that, it was a huge improvement to my hair quality, my hair thickness, my hair volume, which had been getting pretty thin before that. Now, often when people talk of hair thinning, they talk about losing hair. That wasn't something I was really experiencing much. It was literally just that my hair follicles, my hair strands, were each themselves getting thinner. Now, I'm not sure the exact mechanism behind that. Was it to do with blood flow? The nutrients getting to them, I'm not sure, but that's something that I found when I was vitamin D deficient. And besides vitamin D, there are a whole host of other nutrients that are very important for hair health. Calcium is an electrolyte that is also very important, for example. And in addition, of course, you need your iron, you need zinc, you need vitamin A, vitamin E. These fat-soluble nutrients are especially important for things like hair health. Nowadays, I'm getting my nutrients on an animal-based diet with the inclusion of fruit. And I found that to be the optimum for me and my well-being and functioning in general. But yeah, vitamin D, I would say, is the top nutrient in my experience that you want to look to if you're having problems, especially because there's such high rates of deficiencies in colder countries like the UK and Canada. So especially if you're an inhabitant of somewhere like Europe or Canada, you should be looking to increase your vitamin D intake. You can get that with wild salmon. It's important that it's wild. It has much more vitamin D than the farmed stuff. But a vitamin D supplement is always good. This is a very surefire way to get your nutrient intake up if you're unable to get the sun, which of course would be the ideal method. Now, as always, when you're taking vitamin D, you need to make sure that you're getting enough fat and enough magnesium and enough vitamin K2, as these are the crucial nutrients that allow your body to absorb the vitamin D and to transform it from its inactive form to its active form. So I don't take vitamin D anymore because I live in the Philippines, fortunately enough. But if I was to take a vitamin D supplement, I would definitely take it with a meal, particularly a fatty meal. And day to day, I would make sure that I'm getting my electrolytes, particularly magnesium and also K2, which happens to be very easy on an animal-based diet. Okay, that's going to wrap it up, but be sure to let me know what your experience is with hair volume and anything you've done to increase it using natural methods. And if this helped, give this video a like and be sure to subscribe.